Rapid progress in AI isn't just something that will shape your future, it's something that's probably already shaped your life today more than you realize. Our story starts back in 2015. At this time, Silicon Valley was still popular with the left. Elon Musk was celebrated in Democratic circles as a clean energy entrepreneur. He had a solar panel business, he had an electric car business, and he was also doing rockets to try to make humanity interstellar. Around this time in San Francisco, there was a movement called the Rationalists that were very concerned with AI progress. Now, this was a minority view at the time. Most people believed that AI progress was inherently just a good thing. The rationalists, though, believed that AI progress would be much more rapid than most people believed, leading to a super intelligent AI that could outcompete humans at absolutely everything, including physical tasks, within the next decade or two. And they were warning that as this AI gained power, it would eventually pose an extinction level risk to humanity. Because why waste resources on humans when you can do everything so much more efficiently and competently yourself? Again, a minority view in Silicon Valley at the time, but it did catch the attention of some very powerful people, including the aforementioned Elon Musk, who began raising money for OpenAI, a nonprofit led by Sam Altman that was trying to bring forth AI to benefit humanity. He himself donated a substantial chunk of his fortune to OpenAI for that purpose. Over the next few years, AI advancement was very rapid. People like Elon were becoming visibly discouraged with the lack of progress in international regulation around AI and lack of progress in research to try to make AI a safe technology for humanity. This is around the time that he started using a lot of drugs. Now, I do not have firm evidence that the reason that Elon Musk became addicted to ketamine is because he was anxious about the future. But I do know that thinking hard about the existential risk that AI poses drives many people into states of panic or anxiety. And I wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk, who thinks very hard about what our interstellar future will look like and places so much emphasis on the future in his thinking, if it provoked him to a state of anxiety as well, of existential angst about what does it all mean if humanity's just wiped out in the end. Again, I do not have firm evidence of this, but this is around the time that he started using a lot of drugs. Now, drugs have a very different effect on rich people than on most people. Most people probably know that drugs like Molly or acid are psychedelics which provoke feelings of empathy and connection with humanity. But wealthy people have a very different experience, or people with huge egos just in general often feel that their ego is actually strengthened after a psychedelic experience. Ketamine can especially be like this, and the reason why is because ketamine has a couple key effects that drive its antidepressant behaviors. First, it returns your brain to a childlike state. If you take a lot of it, this can literally mean that you feel like a small child. Did you notice that around this time, Elon Musk started posting a lot about the birth rate and eventually the white birth rate? Well, think about what Elon Musk was exposed to as a child. He might have just always been racist his whole life, but as a child especially, and growing up in South Africa, it was very emphasized in the culture, the risk that white people being outbred by other races, especially black people, posed to white rule and therefore their future. And I don't think it's a mistake that Elon Musk around this time also began to become very worried at the birth rate. Probably being put in that childlike state repeatedly raised the salience of that issue in his mind. Another effect that ketamine can have is it shuts down the part of your brain that is self-critical. It essentially makes it feel like every idea that you have is the most deep, profound, and flawless idea that everyone else has just overlooked somehow. And this obviously has its third effect, which is that it can actually strengthen the ego because you start to believe that you are truly infallible. Now, Elon Musk, I believe, always had a large ego. He always believed that he knew how to do many things better than most other people. But being in such a state of dissociative trance for a significant portion of his life very likely strengthened those tendencies. It also very likely strengthened his belief that he was the only person in the world that was real. You see, there's also in Silicon Valley something called the simulation argument, which essentially posits that since it's easy for humans to make simulations, that we probably live in one already, that our real bodies and world is somewhere else, and we essentially have strapped on totally immersive VR goggles. In this scenario, it probably would like somehow tap into your brain directly or something. But we essentially are in a fully immersive VR experience. And Elon Musk believes that there is a possibility that he is the only real person in the world. This is a very destructive idea. Sam Altman's another major player who, like I said, started out saying, I'm leading this nonprofit, it's going to be for the good of humanity. But eventually he took that nonprofit for profit. He used all those donations that people like Elon had given him in order to essentially supercharge his own power. He built ChatGPT, which was groundbreaking at the time. Many other labs actually were buying this rationalist argument that we need to be careful around AI deployment. Sam Altman didn't care. He simply deployed ChatGPT and started the race for the best AI. This probably itself triggered Elon Musk quite a bit because he had donated money to Sam Altman. So he was part of the reason that Sam Altman was rich. And now he saw that Sam Altman himself perhaps posed an existential risk to humanity. I believe that looking at his actions and statements over the past 2 years, that Elon Musk believes that there is a strong chance humanity will not actually combat a super intelligent AI or regulate it. Therefore, we are in a race to the bottom in terms of ethics. And whoever controls that super intelligent AI will control the future of the world. I think that this reflects why he spent so much money electing Donald Trump president. He bought Twitter, which was sort of on accident a little bit, but once he had it, he used it to push far-right narratives hard. I think this is partially because he believes in many of them, but I also think it's because Donald Trump does not want to regulate AI whatsoever. He wants to let American companies simply do the rat race thing and build AI as fast as they can. Also, that gave him access to become Donald Trump's chief advisor, sort of a shadow president. Now, this is obviously extremely advantageous for him because now he has regulatory power over his main competitors, which are mostly in the United States. There are a few in China that are also pretty good, but essentially his main competitor, at least at the time, was Sam Altman. Now, Sam Altman himself is somewhat of a despicable human being. He is the one that pioneered AI, stealing copyrighted works. He is the one that had a whistleblower turn up dead in their apartment. This was ruled a suicide, but none of the victims' friends or family believe that it actually was. What we're seeing right now is essentially a colossal power struggle between titans in the world of tech, both in America and to some extent in China as well, over who gets to control the future. Now, whether or not you believe that we're about to have super intelligent AI, the fact that these people believe it is already impacting the future. It is probably the main reason that Donald Trump got elected. Many people poured a lot of money into pumping out news stories that were favorable to him because they saw that he would be more favorable to them being able to control the future. Donald Trump doesn't just serve this purpose by loosening regulations, he also serves it by providing a distraction. Every day, Donald Trump does so many awful things that AI is almost never top of headline because these other issues legitimately are important and shocking here and now. But the reality is that I believe AI is one of the main drivers behind why all these other terrible things are happening. Why does Donald Trump see the need to destroy so much that even Republican states or Republican voters benefit from? I think it's partially to distract from what's going on behind the scenes with these titans of industry that are struggling to control the future. My next video will discuss the likelihood of some of these AI scenarios and where we go from here. I have a background as an AI researcher. I was part of a research lab in college, and I have a lot of thoughts about this, so follow to learn more.